I was checking out pictures of us. I never realized what I have lost. Now I know it and it is so insane. Oh.
Welcome to our on location Three Peaks videos. I'm going to do 3 videos. Over the next couple of days I'm going to ride all the way around the whole course so that I can give you all the tips about the specific points of the course that I think need some attention. It's a Peaks Challenge, 235 kilometers, 4,400 meters of climbing, and I'm right on the start line right now. If you've been here before, you'll remember this, recognize that, and that's also your finish line as well. This is quite the spectacular in the morning. There's red flashing lights, there's a lot of people huddling up trying to keep warm as we're lining up for that countdown to go 3, 2, 1, go. In this first video I'm going to talk about what to wear in the morning to keep you warm. I'm going to talk about what to have in your pockets so that you've got everything you need, so all your nutrition and your water. Then I'm going to talk about the first bit of the descent. Everyone's always worried about the first descent. Sometimes there's some crazy people that want to bum up the inside on corners. I want to preach to everybody just to try and be safe, because there are some riders out there that aren't that confident at descending. When you get down into Mount Beauty, that's the first little spot where you finish the first descent, and then you can remember there's a drop zone there. So right at this start line, while you're nice and cold, or not nice and cold, where you're freezing cold, you can have an old jumper or something like that. You can descend in it, and then you can leave it at a tent in Mount Beauty at the bottom. You won't see it again, so it's just going to be an old jumper that'll get donated to the salvos. Some of the main points for here at the start line are, on your bike you should have 2 big biddens. You want at least 600mm biddens on your bike so that you've got them for the rest of the day. Remember that you've got your valet options, that you can put some nutrition in bags. It can be your favorite bars, it can be something, it can be Tim Tams, it could be donuts, anything you want in those bags. You've given them to the Bicycle Network crew and they've taken them around to Dinner Plain, and then you've also got another drop at Angler's Rest as well. If you think the weather's going to be horrible, you can also have in those bags some clothing. So if you possibly want to have a different jacket or a change of tops at Dinner Plain, you can definitely put some different kit in there. Remember to carry what you need to descend the first time down Falls Creek, but then you can get more clothes, more food at Dinner Plain, and then restock for the rest of the course around. At this point in time, all your hard training is about to be put to the test. You might be out there anywhere between 7.5 and 13 hours with that Lantern Rouge. No matter how long you're out there, everyone's main rule is, 1, stay safe, and probably the second one's never give up. Like, a lot of these hills are so hard, like especially that back of Falls after 200 kilometers coming up is crazy hard. So at this point in time, I'll say to everyone who's going to be on this start line on the day, good luck. So follow me and we'll get this done. Okay, so I've descended about 10 minutes down from the top. Luckily right now it's bright and sunny and I've got a pretty clear road. But look, I'm going to give you a few descending tips, and remember, these are descending tips for safety, not about going fast. So my rule number 1, I guess, is probably the standard for descending is, yes, there's a lot of braking going on down this descent. So do most of your braking, or all of your braking, before you get to the corner. Don't get to the corner and jam brakes on. Slow down before the corner. Now you should be nearly off the brakes going around the corner. Rule number 2 is, be super aware of everybody around you. Try and hold your line, and remember, on this descent, although it's a closed road, you've only got the left-hand side of the road, so road rules apply. Keep to the left-hand side of the road, please. Remember, not everyone might be as confident as you. If you're a faster rider and you're passing other people, give them lots of space and don't do it on the apex of a corner. If you don't, you're going to make them less confident if they already are unconfident. So be super safe. Rule number 3 is going to be keep both hands on the bars at all times. I've seen some crazy things happen, people trying to take off jackets and leg warmers and things, and I've seen them get caught in wheels and people come off. Remember, if you come off, probably someone's going to run into you, so just please be super cautious of that. My last tip would probably be, in the morning the light's a little bit funny and it's actually hard to see the road clearly. Like, I've got sunglasses on now, but in the morning I'd probably have them off on my head. I actually have photochromic lenses that I use for 3 peaks, so in the morning I've got clear lenses, and then as the day brightens up they actually get a little bit darker. Keep your eye on the road. There is potholes, there is bark on the road. It's actually hard to tell if the weather's a bit bad, whether it's a wet corner or not. If the sun hasn't hit the road, the dew overnight means it might be wet. So just be conscious of that and go the speed that is safe under those conditions. Let's follow me down the hill and you can see how I take a few corners and go from there. Okay, so I've just descended safely down falls. It's a good 45-minute descent just for me. Might even be more, might be 45 minutes to an hour for some people. We're in Mount Beauty at the bottom of the climb. Where I'm standing right now, remember, is where if you've got a jacket, an old jacket or something you've got from the op shop and you want to hand it off to someone, we're gonna have a tent right here. So we're at the bridge, here's your spot. You're at the bridge, and then up behind me to my right is this big shed. When you get to here, make sure you safely pull over, check behind you, take off your garments, leave them with the people at the tent, and then on your way to the first climb to Toowonga Gap, which is where I'm heading right now.
Let's try again. Send me your location. Time back when we were more than happy. Jokes and laughing.
Okay, I've got about 1 kilometre to the top, up Toowonga. Climb number 1, the Peaks Challenge. I guess on Toowonga the main thing to remember is that the pace can be a little bit hotter or a bit faster than what it will be for the other climbs. Everyone's got fresh legs. If you are going for a good time, the critical thing to remember on this climb is that you want to be with a group when you go, at least from the Bright Side turn off to Harrietville. If you're with a group, you'll go a lot faster than by yourself, and you especially don't want to be trying to chase back on all by yourself to get to a group. Just remember, going down Toowonga, that's our most critical point for safety on pretty much the whole course. It's where we always seem to have a couple of crashes every year. Fingers crossed, the last couple of years we've been pretty lucky and haven't had any, but just be conscious, because it is a spot where everyone's got fresh legs, they're hooning around, so just take it easy. So just remember, Toowonga, if the pace is a little hotter than you really want to be going, maybe just try and hang on over the top and then get over the other side and be with a group.
When we fall, yeah, I'll go with you, I'll go with you. If we fall, yeah, I'll go with you, I'll go with you. Ooh, ooh.
Okay, so we're about 75 k's in. We've made it to Harrietville. We've come over Toowoomba. Hopefully you've stayed with a group. You've come down that descent safely and on the flat. And the important part of that group is because we've just ridden 30 kilometers from Toowoomba Gap to Harrietville, where if you're in a group, you're gonna save lots of energy. You might have to roll a few turns, but definitely it's the best way to try and get to Harrietville is in a group and not by yourself. So Harrietville's the first spot where you can have your feed if you want it. So you've had your bag up at Falls Creek and you've given it to the Bicycle Network crew and they've bought it in the truck if you've got some special needs foods. There's toilets here. But the main thing is that we're at the bottom of Hotham. So you're about to start the first big climb, which is definitely time to start pacing yourself for the top, which is going to be, it might be an hour and a half, 2 hours, nearly 3 hours for some people. That's the end of video part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, where I'll talk you through all the points we need to know about going up Hotham to Dinner Plain to our first proper dinner stop or rest stop, through to Angler's Rest. That'll be video 2, and then video 3 will be all about getting up the back of Falls Creek and getting you home back up to Falls. See you in the next video.
I was checking out pictures of us. I never realized what I have lost. Now I know it and it is so insane how I treated this like a game. You were my help when no one else were there to share affection. So let's try again, I'll go anywhere. Just send me your location to bring back when we were more than happy. Jokes and laughing, trust and loving, yeah. And we were storm and fire.